Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to practice making some holes on a circular plate just like the ones seen here. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we actually make our holes, we're going to go over some hole definitions real quick. So a couple things to note. There's through holes, which are just like they sound. The hole cuts through the entire thickness. And then we have what's called clearance holes. The holes large enough to enable threads of a screw or bolt to pass through, but not the head of the screw or bolt. And then we have blind holes. And that's basically the hole does not cut through the entire thickness, just like the one seen here. And then we have what's called countersink holes. And these sort of have a tapered head where they become more narrow as they get deeper. Okay, and these have a conical shaped or recess around the hole at the surface. Okay, and they're often used to accept a tapered screw. And then we have what's called counter bore holes. And these are cylindrical recesses around the hole at the surface. And they're basically used to receive a bolt head or nut. Okay, so the top of the bolt head sits flush with the surface. And then finally we have tapped holes. And tapped holes are basically just threaded holes, so you can screw something into them. So now that you have a little bit of a background on the different types of holes, let's go ahead now and create this circular hole plate. Up here, we're going to go to File, New Design. Okay, and we're going to come on over here to Create a Sketch, and we're going to start a sketch in the XY plane. I'm going to go ahead now, and before I go, I'm just going to save it real quick, and we're just going to call it circular hole plate. And I'm going to call it circular hole plate 2 because I've already made one. So, and then I'm going to go ahead now and close out my data panel. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is come on up here to our circle tool, and we're just going to draw out a circle with a 4-inch diameter and hit enter. And then we're going to finish our sketch, and we're going to extrude that guy a distance of 1.5 inches. Hit enter. Now let's go ahead and start a sketch on the surface of this hole or circular plate. And then we're going to create a construction line here, but it's going to be a circle. So we're going to make a construction circle basically, and it's going to have a diameter of 2.5 inches. Okay, I'm going to take it out of construction line. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab the point, and on that construction line anywhere, I'm just going to go ahead and click and make a point. Okay, I'm going to hit escape to take it out of construction line, or excuse me, out of the point mode. And then we're going to come over here to, let's see here, create. We're going to do a circular pattern of this point that we just made. So the objects we're going to select, and then we're going to select our center point right here. And we want to make 5 of them. So we'll go ahead and select 5. Okay. And then hit OK. And then we're going to go ahead and finish our sketch. So to make a hole, come on up here and select the hole button, and then just select the point you wish to make the hole at. Okay, and our first hole is just going to be a basic through hole with a 1/4 inch diameter. So we're going to go simple. We're going to do a distance that's all through it all. So it's going to cut through the whole thing. And we're going to change our diameter here to just 0.25 inches. Okay, and that's it. Hit OK. Notice our points are gone, and that's okay. We can come on over here to our sketch, right click on it, okay, and you want to go ahead now and select show hide here. And notice your points are back. Now let's go ahead and make our second hole. Our second hole is going to be a counter bore hole. So we're going to click on our hole button, and once again we're going to click on the point that we want it to become a hole. So we're going to click there. And this time we're going to make the distance through all, just like the last one actually, and then we're going to select counter bore here. Okay, and it's going to be a simple hole, no threads. And since it's a through hole, we don't need to worry about that. But for the counter bore diameter, we want that to be 0.75 inches. We want our counter bore depth here, this distance, to be 0.25. And then we want the whole diameter to be 0.37538. And then we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And for our third hole, we are now going to make a countersink hole. So let's come on up here and click hole. Click on that third hole. And we're going to make the distance through all. So it goes through the entire thickness of our material. And we're going to change the counterbore now over here to countersink. All right, and we want the overall diameter here, this distance, to be 0.75. We want our angle to be 82 degrees. And we actually want our whole diameter to be 0.375. So everything here looks good. Let's go ahead and hit OK. And for our fourth hole, let's go ahead and click on our fourth hole. We want this hole to be, once again, a through all hole. And we're going to make a tapped hole now. And it's going to be a simple hole with threads on it, so it's tapped. All right, and we want the diameter here, the size, to be 0.25 inches, and we want the threads to be 1/4 20. We want our class to be 1B, and our direction is right hand, so righty-tighty, right? And once we go ahead and hit OK, okay, it should have made the hole for us. And I'm going to zoom in just to show you guys so you can see there's some threads in there, so you can screw your 1/4 20 bolts in there. And our final hole now is going to be a clearance hole. So you know the routine, we got to select the point, okay? And once again, it's going to be a through all hole, okay? And we need to find our clearance hole, okay? And there's our clearance, so we're going to select that guy right there. We're going to select ANSI unified screw threads, and we're going to select, let's see here, hex head bolt, and we want the whole diameter to accept a 1/2 inch bolt, and the fit will be normal, and we're good. There is your clearance hole. Okay, go ahead and hit OK. All right, and you are done with your 5 holes here. Now, let's go ahead and assign it a material real quick. And we're going to assign this a material of aluminum 6061. So we'll go to metal and find aluminum 6061. Okay, and let's see, that's it. We'll close that guy and take note of the properties. As always, right click properties, and you're going to get all your data for this part over here. Okay, don't forget to save it when you're done. Oh, and one last thing, if you want to get rid of your points in your construction line circle, come back over to your sketch number 2, right click, and let's go ahead and select show hide again. Okay, and now those are gone. All right, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time.